Welcome to Newsday Tuesday, where we bring you all the news from around the world. I'm your host, Andrew Foster, and I'm joined today by Mr. Sivia, Mr. Thomas, and a whole load of fantastic news. And now, to international news. Have you ever fancied getting up in the morning, maybe going for a dip in the pool? Well, I'm sure we all have. But what if you come face to face with this? Yes, this, a crocodile. Well, maybe not this sort of cute crocodile, but maybe more like this sort of crocodile. Well, for Angel Bray Tannerback, that was what happened to her this week. Yes, she went out to see her pool, and just before getting in it, she saw a shadow of something moving in the water, and it turns out to be a crocodile that had got into her pool. So she quickly went and grabbed her husband, who called for wildlife response, and they had to come out to rescue that crocodile. Let's see that fantastic footage now. One angry crocodile. Yes, well, you would be too if you'd lost your way. Yes, that's what turned out what had happened to the crocodile. It had been mixed up in a storm, lost its position, and unfortunately had ended up in the pool. So let's hope it made a snappy exit, and it's all happy in the wildlife now. Now, to Australia, the Gold Coast, in fact, the Rainbow Coast, where we're going to meet a duck called Duck that can go surfing. That's right, a duck called Duck who can surf. Yes, Kate Miller has trained her duck to go surfing. And in fact, it may be the first case of any duck that's learned to surf in the world ever.
Come on, Duck.
Duck hasn't had his feathers cut, so he could fly away, but he chooses to hang 10. I guess it might turn out that Kate Miller might be quackers. Well, what time of the week is it? Well, it's world record time, that's what time. And what brings this Formula One race car and this cake together this week? Well, it's Michael Andretti and the Cowlitz Indian Tribe Casino. Yes, it turns out they were going to try and break two world records this week. And it was for an edible cake that was also a race car. Yes, can you believe it? They made two edible cakes that were also race cars. The aim was to break the record for the longest distance travelled and the fastest speed. This cake had to be 91% edible, and the rest of it obviously moving parts to keep it going. Let's see this fantastic world record attempt in action.
The new parking garage at A has been open for weeks, but now it is officially open after a ceremony that included world record-breaking performances in a cake car. Yes, you heard that right, a cake car. Legendary race car driver Michael Andretti broke records for driving the fastest cake car. He also traveled the longest distance in a cake car. Why do we keep saying cake car? Because it's a cake car.
We were invited out here to see if we can set a record for the fastest edible car, and we were able to do that, as well as set the world records for distance.
The 6-story parking garage will help A hold larger events on the weekends. Its surface parking lots have been near or at capacity for years now during regular peak hours. Once the pandemic...
A lightning quick world record there! Yes, 17 miles per hour and 350 feet travelled. You could say that cake went around the world. Now, why did the students eat their homework? Well, their teacher said it was a piece of cake. And now, to national news. And where are we going? South Wales. Why South Wales? Well, it's Bendrix Bay. And why are we going to Bendrix Bay? Well, yes, it's dinosaur time. Yes, Lily Wilder has found a dinosaur. Well, a dinosaur print that is. While she was out on the beach, she was able to locate a fantastic print that has now gone to the museum and is being processed through. Let's take a look at this fantastic dinosaur print. Yes, a fossilized dinosaur footprint, 220 million years old, and possibly the best preserved ever seen anywhere. Yes, that all goes to Lily Wilder's keen eye in locating it. Now, what do you call a dinosaur with no eyes? Do you think he saw us? Have you ever felt blue? I mean really blue. I mean Smurfette sort of blue, or this Smurfette sort of blue. Well, let me introduce you to a different type of Smurfette, Kinsey Dixon. Kinsey Dixon decided she was going to dye her hair this week, and it had a slightly different reaction. Let's watch this video now.
Do you think my grandma noticed I dyed my hair? Do you think my grandma would notice I dyed my hair? Do you think my grandma would notice I dyed my hair?
Can you imagine it? Blue everywhere, bathroom, skin covered in it, and it's not even her bathroom, it's her grandma's and she's staying with her. Well, what a reaction that'll be when she gets home. Well, when a Smurf really messes up, I guess you could say they blew it.
Two amateur fossil hunters have discovered a huge prehistoric fossilized bone, believed to be from a straight-tusked elephant or mammoth on the Isle of Wight. Brothers Luke and Joe Ferguson found the 1 metre long fossil sticking out of the stones near Brightstone Beach following a storm. Curator and General Manager at the Dinosaur Museum, Dr. Martin Munt, believes that the bone appears to be a humerus, which is the front leg of the elephant, and could be anything between 10,000 and 125,000 years old.
It is that time of the week again. Teacher versus teacher. This week sees all of our competitors so far brought together in a challenge of skill. They have to be able to shoot 4 hoops at ranges of distances. That brings together Super Sivia, Tornado Thomas, Furious Foster, and Wondrous Wizard Weeks to go on to see who is going to win this week's Teacher versus Teacher. Thomas there, on fire! That legendary skill being brought again. We will see if he can continue this miraculous winning streak in next week's Teacher versus Teacher.
Okay, so this week on Digital Doodles, we are travelling back to 1997, and on this day, The Simpsons became the longest running animated TV series of all time, overtaking the Flintstones. So what I've decided to do this week is Simpsonize myself, Mr. Foster, and Mr. Sivia. As you can see, starting with Mr. Foster, I had to make him have a nice big smiley face. I think he had to be the first one to be turned into a Simpson here. A nice big wave to everyone. Now, I spent many years of my childhood drawing The Simpsons, drawing Bart Simpson, Homer Simpson, so I'm fairly confident when doing things like this, but I did struggle. Normally I look at other pictures for inspiration of what to draw and how to draw things, but I did struggle to find Simpsons characters that looks like the three of us, so it had to be a bit of trial and error when I was practicing these. I did do a couple of sketches first to kind of work out where I was going to put everyone and what I was going to do. Had to give Mr. Sivia a bit of a sporting theme for his, so I've got him spinning a basketball on his finger. Go. And then finally moving on to myself. Work out whether to start with the hair or the eyes. So I think what I'm going to do this week is ask everyone, anyone that wants to have a go, draw yourself as a Simpson. So if you know the Simpsons, if you've seen them before, have a go at imagining yourself as a Simpsons character and send them in, and then I'll try and share some on Newsday Tuesday next week in this section, because I think it would be really great to share some of your artwork from what we've been doing on here. Let's get myself some Adidas trainers. I think I messed up on that one. I'll do that one. And then finally, the one thing I couldn't be without, obviously, was a nice little lightsaber there. And actually colouring in The Simpsons, although I say I don't like colouring at all, colouring in these isn't too bad. It's nice and easy, just bright, bold colours, and we're all yellow, obviously. So I'm going to leave you with the colouring in, and yeah, I want to see all your Simpsons pictures next week, so send them in, or send them to me, and I'll share some on here next week.
England are currently on tour in India. However, it is the current form of their captain, Joe Root, who has brought this cricket match to the attention of Newsday Tuesday. Root has hit 2 double centuries in just 3 weeks, as well as a 180-run innings. Exquisite timing, terrific ingenuity, and an unyielding discipline. He is now the third highest run scorer in Test cricket for England. Not only has he been batting amazingly, he also took a truly astonishing one-handed catch. Enjoy.
From Washington, Sundar. And also gets past Inzamam ul Haq as the highest scorer in Test match cricket, playing his 100th Test match.
Marvelous batting this, using his feet, everything right about it. And what a scintillating way to get to a double 100. 5th double 100. 3rd as a captain. The stand up and salute, Joe Root.
You're absolutely right. What a way to get to a double 100. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He's got a broad smile on his face, and why not? It's been a fabulous innings. Right from the first ball, he was in control.
Yep.
Crocodiles to ducks, dinosaurs to The Simpsons, sport, teacher versus teacher, Newsday Tuesday has it all. Tune in next week, same time, same channel, same place for all your great news needs.